Tonight on Roundtable, we discuss those secret guilty food pleasures from your childhood and the funniest movies ever made. Welcome to Roundtable. I'm Michael Roberts. Let me introduce my guest tonight, actor Jason Dedrick, actor Camille Sullivan, and actor Roger Haskett.
Wow, a lot of actors.
There is. Well, a lot of my friends are actors and musicians and comedians, and I find they're the people I want to talk to, and I want to talk to you people
Good.
tonight.
Good.
Here on Roundtable.
Fantastic.
I was watching TV the other night, and I caught a bit of Airplane.
I was watching Airplane.
Were you on that the other night
Yeah.
too? And I realized, the first thing I realized was I'm able to recite way too many lines of dialogue for this movie.
Yes.
And it's still a funny movie, I find.
Which is really strange because I think comedy often doesn't last. Like,
No.
I think, you see, like Ghostbusters, which was a great movie. I saw that recently again, and it just doesn't seem funny.
No, there's moments. I mean, Bill Murray's still very funny, and but you're right. Like overall, you kind of look at it and go, this is the greatest movie I ever saw. But comedy, the thing is, comedy, I think, like music, it's a very, very personal thing. Like, you can't, I will pick on you, but I say you can't pick on someone if they like something that someone else doesn't like.
You shouldn't.
Say, okay, there you go. That's much better. You shouldn't. I have people say to me, well, that's British. I don't like British comedy. How can you just see a blanket thing like that and say, I don't like British comedy?
Yeah, or it's the opposite. I only like British. If it's American, the Americans don't know anything funny. It's only got to be British or Canadian kind of a thing.
But what do you think? As far as yourselves, it's like some of the funniest movies ever made?
Well, I don't like anything British.
Okay, well.
Not even Fish and Chips.
That was a funny show.
Comedy pairing of Fish and Chips.
That's right. Abe Vigoda and Eric Estrada.
Fish.
And chips.
Very nice. Nice.
I've been working on it for 20 years. I have my personal favorites of things. There's old things that are really funny. Like Marx Brothers stuff sometimes.
Yeah, Marx Brothers stuff holds up.
Lots of Monty Python stuff holds up.
Yeah.
Like The Holy Grail is still a phenomenal movie.
Oh, yeah. Life of Brian.
Yeah.
What are you gonna do? Nibble your bum.
But you know what I know? Like, I was really funny when they brought out the Monty Python stuff on DVD, though, all the series. I was, There's a lot of stuff in that isn't funny.
In the TV series. There's lots of little sort of hammocky gully lulls in it.
Yeah.
But
The hammocky gully lull.
I know, it was my favorite John Cleese character.
That was a band you played in 1967.
Yeah, a lot of stuff didn't work. A lot of stuff is just so, and even they would have to look at it and say, I don't know.
Yeah, that's the pressure, though, of putting on a TV show. Like, they do a bunch of episodes really quickly.
Tell me about it. 5 a day?
Yeah. Woo!
It's absolutely right. It can't all be gold.
Truly.
Although, in defense of that, Fawlty Towers only made 12 of them.
Yeah.
But
they also took forever on each episode, supposedly. And that's why they only did 12. Like, how long did it take them to do 12? Like, it wasn't over a year, was it?
Well, they did the 6 in 73?
I'm going to say 75.
75. And
I'm going to say 78.
Then they did another 6. They did another 6 in
79.
Yeah, like a few years difference.
There you go. Now, Fawlty Towers, I read somewhere, is considered to be the standard for sitcom. That it's the model that sitcoms have aspired to because it is so successful. Have you heard it? There are some. Seinfeld, I think, admitted to that because of the way they would take the different storylines and they would try to tie them all together. Yeah. But I don't think certain shows like, I don't know.
Coach?
Step by Step.
Coach?
I don't think they didn't care.
I've never seen one episode of Coach.
Coach ever got, right?
What about you? What's your favorite comedy?
I don't know what my favorite is, but there's one that everybody loves, everybody I've ever talked to, and I don't find it funny. It's The Party, and I'm embarrassed to say.
Oh, you mean Peter Sellers, yeah.
I just don't find it funny.
I've always liked it. Yeah. I don't mean it's not one of my all-time favorites.
No.
I mean it definitely.
And Peter Sellers is one of those guys too that he's not 100% all the time.
No, but he can be phenomenal. Like when he's
Yeah. No, absolutely. Yeah. I mean, there are things that he's done that are just, I mean, perfect.
Yeah, totally.
But yeah, no, it's
I find him a little creepy.
Yeah, but do you? You and his family, I think. But even the Pink Panther series, I watched that again recently because I used to go watch that with my mom all the time growing up. It was something that our mom and son moment. We always used to go see these movies. We loved them, and then I watched one recently. It was like, wow, what was funny in that?
Yeah.
Like, there were parts, Minky was funny, but what was the rest,
There's an awful lot of exposition. There's an awful lot of plot in between things, between the comedy. But that was the time. I mean, I think that I can't remember what it was. We watched something else recently that was like that, where I remember this being a lot funnier when I was younger. I don't remember this much talking. It seems like an awful lot. Whereas there was something that we saw that recently I showed Jason. I had a copy of a movie called Evil Roy Slade. Which is, I know, certain people remember it was a TV movie made in the mid-'70s with John Aston from the Addams Family, and Dom DeLuise is in it, and Milton Berle is in it.
Always a good sign.
And it's Mickey Rooney, and it's basically the story of the meanest man in the West. He was so mean that when his family it was massacred by Indians and left there, that the Indians wouldn't raise him. He was so mean, and the coyotes wouldn't raise him. He was so mean. He raised himself, and he was the outlaw in the West. And I always remembered as a kid thinking this was the funniest movie. And when I finally got a copy of it recently, I was like, it really still is. And then I showed it to Jason, and it was, isn't it? It's still funny. So
why is that? Like, it's weird. Why is it that some will age so well and other ones just don't?
That's the mystery.
It's the mystery.
I think some things, it's just the time of something. I mean, some things are like anything. Some things are timeless, and some things are just of a time, and they have to be looked at like that, Well, anyway, we're going to take a break. We'll be right back with my guests on Roundtable.
I was enjoying that. Damn commercials.
Welcome back to Roundtable. We're still talking. We're going to keep talking into the evening. We don't really care. A couple of weekends ago, my nephew had his birthday, and they had cake and ice cream, which is the norm in our culture at home. And but what isn't normal was the way I ate it. I had a bowl of chocolate cake and ice cream, and I started mixing it up into like a mush of just nothing. And I started eating it. It was like a blizzard, or something like that, one of those kind of things. And somebody looked at me going, what are you doing? And I didn't even realize I'd done it. I've been doing it since I was a kid.
Oh, so you always do it?
I always have done it when I have chocolate cake and vanilla ice cream. I'll mix it up into this. It's so good. And I realized it's that kind of guilty pleasure comfort food thing
Makes you feel
of
safe.
when you were a kid. And I just wondered if any of you have these kind of things that you still do like when you were a kid.
You're screwed up, man. What else do you got on the list?
Moving on. Trains. Does anybody like trains? No.
Back to the guilty.
I do this.
I've never seen you do that before.
Have you? No, I do.
Okay.
Do you familiar with this one? Do you know beans and tuna?
Beans and tuna.
Beans and tuna's good, though.
Whoa.
I think that's good.
I love you. No, you get the tuna fish, you mix it all up, and you get like pork and beans, warm them up. You kind of mix it together, and I have it on toast.
That sounds quite disturbing.
I don't know.
Well, the beans, like regular beans. I say pork and beans, you know what I mean. Like, just so people don't go, what are you, fava beans? No. No.
Pork and beans.
No, pork and beans,
Right.
Thieves au lard.
I put pork and beans on bread, and I make little sandwiches each thing.
Put it in a tuna sandwich.
I guess I'll try that, but it doesn't sound too interesting. I gotta admit.
Did it since I was a kid. Quite liked it.
And did you just do it out of the blue, or did your folks do it before you?
I don't think it was passed down through generations.
This is the hereditary meal.
An ancient Irish tradition.
Everything is mixed with another thing.
Well, you get those. I mean, I guess I'm totally the opposite. You have some of those kids where if one food touches the other food, I can't eat it.
My long lost relative of mine, we just had dinner with, and if any of his food touches the rest of it, he has to take it in and scrape it off and start again. Literally.
Did you lose this relative again right after the meal? They went, get rid of Uncle Eric. Don't let him have it.
Very normal for literally.
Did you see it happen?
No, but it was told to me by my mother. This is an honor of my mother. Yes. So I believe it's true. It came from a credible source.
Like she saw it happen?
Yeah.
She saw like it.
Yeah,
and you had to get up.
I can't eat this. I can't eat it.
How can you?
Could you scrape out the middle part? You know, the macaroni and cheese.
Well, it's not me. Like I would have mixed them on.
Come on.
No, it's not me. Really. I like mixing my food together.
Who looks like me in a beard?
I have a friend.
Picture of him.
Can I lie down for a minute? I have a friend who.
Is that weird? I don't know. Is it weird? That's kind of crazy. I mean, as an adult, I mean, I'll put up with. I mean, I had a little few things when I was a kid where if like, you know, a fork had dropped on the ground or something like that, that was it. I was, you know, I was a little bit sissy that way. I wouldn't like, oh, it's dirty, I have to have a new one, I can't do that. But I grew out of that, you know. I was kind of like, now,
you only mix up.
Oh, a peanut butter sandwich could fall like face forward on the floor. I'm thinking there's a hair and a piece of dirt. I'm still hungry. That doesn't make any difference anymore. But I think as a grown man, if you're, you know, whatever, the peas touch the potatoes, come on, walk it off, Uncle Eric.
I'll pass it on. I'll let him know.
All right, Eric.
Yeah.
I won't even say his name. It might even be a woman.
Oh, okay. Might be you didn't say. I just gave it to him. Yeah,
you just gave him.
He's very discreet.
Yes.
He was good that way.
A long lost relative.
Yeah.
Yes.
But you don't have any of those? You don't have?
I'm just trying to think.
Of all people?
I know, I have so many others. What's the game? What are we playing?
Guilty food.
Guilty food pleasures.
Mixing or comfort food. I mean, whatever, like
something mixed like
that I had as a kid and I still have now.
Yeah, that maybe
I would
like
seek
you.
out.
I still share my food with my cat. That's the one thing I like to do.
Like off your fork?
An ice cream cone, couple licks. A lot of people find that gross.
Yeah. Is that up on the table?
I like.
I had a friend of mine had the dog on the table, was eating food and feed the dog.
Yeah, I like that.
Okay.
Family.
All right.
That's my family.
That's true.
Wow.
No, I don't think I do. I think I went through like a phase where it was just like all peanut butter cookies, and then I didn't have peanut butter cookies again for 18 years, kind of a thing. And then it was all this and it was all that.
Yeah.
The only thing I remember doing any close to that was the pirate cookies, the peanut butter pirate cookies. Remember those?
Yeah.
They're still around. And Saturday morning, I would line them all up 4 because I was so
line them all up.
4. Can you imagine? Look at me. 4 of them, and I would take them apart, and I would all lay them out there. I'm sure my mom would freak out because they were greasy as hell. And then I remember taking all of the peanut butter off there, and I'd roll it into a ball. While I watch TV, and I'd hold onto that, and I'd eat the cookies. The whole thing was timed out for the whole morning.
Right.
Look at me. And then you'd eat this peanut butter ball. That was the only guilty pleasure thing. And
that's pretty good.
Yeah. No, he didn't have any weird.
No, I was going to say that's.
No, I can't think of
I
any
can imagine you sitting there watching. You know, it's not enough. Not yet. Not yet. Not yet. Oh, now it's you know.
That's right.
Finally. Groovy Ghoulies is on. Now I pop the peanut butter in.
No, it had to last all the way to Tarzan. Tarzan came on at 10:30 or 11.
Yeah,
Unk Tantor.
Bulmangani.
You have a lot of structure in your childhood.
That's right. It's all laid out.
Wow, that is just weird. We'll be right back. You tell them all they want about it. We're going to be right back. Just weird. Welcome back to Roundtable. I want to tell you something. This didn't happen to me. And unlike Roger's his fictional relative, this is true. It isn't me. A friend of mine lent her friend $1,200 in order for them to go to Disneyland, 2 families to go to Disneyland. And when they got back, the friend pretty much made herself scarce and has never paid back the money. And no matter how much my friend has tried to go, you know, look, we've been friends for years, you know, just can you, like, let's make an effort or something. It's like this person, after I think 10 or 15 years of friendship, has decided that, you know, they just can't show their face anymore, and won't pay back any money, won't return phone calls, won't send Christmas cards or anything. And I just wonder what your feelings about lending money to friends are. Have you done it? Have you lent money to friends?
I have. Yeah. I've lent money to you.
Did I pay it back?
I hope so. Yeah, I tend to forget. I was talking to someone about this last night, and I said I would tend to forget. I'd know if I owed you $500,
right?
But I'd forget if I owed you $5. We were out somewhere, and you said
that doesn't matter.
Who's gonna go? Hey, give me my $5.
Yeah,
you know? Like $5.
This cat right here.
Yeah,
because sometimes I need that $5. No, but I know I have done that. I mean, actually, it's more like 20. I found that you'd be out somewhere and somebody will go, like somebody I hardly knew. I was at something and it's a television personality. So can I borrow $20? Do you have $20 I can borrow? And I went, yeah, sure. And they never ever paid me back.
Right.
And I know it's not that much, but it was always kind of like, that guy $20.
That's because
that person could lend me $20.
For him, $20 is the cutoff. For you, it's $5. For him, it's $20. He's like $20. It doesn't really.
Yeah, we're all friends.
But if you're gonna lend money, you gotta just go. I'm giving it to you.
Totally.
Forget about it. Then you never worry.
I think it depends on friends, like what you mean by friends. If you're talking about acquaintance or, if I've had friends I've had for 25 years, I would have no problem lending them huge amounts of money.
Yeah.
Not that I have huge amounts,
but have you? Have you lent like a couple of $1,000s to friends?
Yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah.
And you got it back?
Yeah.
So you don't have that word. Did you write it off? Because it's interesting. Because some people say that they will say, like Camille said, that you got to write it off. It's never coming back. And then if it comes back, hey,
nice surprise.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I think I'm a little bit more of I expect it to come back.
Yeah.
But like if it didn't come back,
if
it doesn't, I got a cousin who won't eat all his.
And your mom and you will go over there.
We're gonna go over.
my mama on you.
I think if you're going to, but I think you're right about that in the sense that if you're going to lend money, there has to be a certain sense that if it never comes back, you either have to be willing to live with the friendship without the money, or it's enough to end the friendship.
Yeah.
Right? I think, you have to sort of think those things but I think most people think those things through already about their friends. Like,
I totally do too. I could never imagine, any of the friends that I've got not paying me back, or at least, I mean, just coming up with going, I know I owe you money, it's coming, I will, or making some effort or whatever. But no, I think, I would never write off any of the friends that I would lend a big amount of money to. Are good enough friends that I would never write them off. Right. For a money situation.
In which case you're saying if the money disappears, the friend still stays.
Yeah. But no, that's.
But they're watched.
Carefully. Did you buy that new car?
Or that lunch. Look at you and the big footlong Subway. Somebody's swimming in it now.
Somebody's got $7. Where'd you get that from?
That's right. That's extra cheese. Who do you think you are? Extra butter on the popcorn. I think, come on.
I think part of the problem too is sometimes you'll lend it, or you'll lend the money, but you don't feel comfortable enough to bring it up.
You
can sort of establish, that if you have the guts to lend it, then you also have the guts to say,
where's that?
Even if you just had $20, I really could use it now, or something like that. But then you get into the whole thing of trying to keep track of the whole thing, because it was $500 and you gave me $40. Then I borrowed that, and then we did the movie thing.
Spreadsheets.
The whole thing.
Yeah, you got to get a whole computer program there.
I can lend you something.
But no, I agree. It's like, if I borrowed $50 off of you, I would totally expect you. I think you have to go, that $50. Yeah. Like, especially if you know I've got money. You seem to see, or go, I got drinking money. I don't know.
There are lots of people, like, I don't operate like this, but there are lots of people that you see there, they go out.
Again.
I wish I did. I wish I did. But they're like, they go out and they go, okay, here, I'll cover this round, you cover that round. And it's all like, somehow there's sort of like a group money think that goes on. And people don't seem to keep track. Whereas I think I'm way too structured in that sense. Like, I'm like, well, I paid, one round. So, come on, your turn. I'm not,
You're definitely not one of those guys that everybody orders whatever they want. And they say, well, let's just split the bill 4 ways.
No, I'm not one of those guys.
No, I had the soup.
I only ate the soup.
The martini and dinner.
And the lobster.
Yeah. I did that for the very first time recently. We were out, a bunch of us, and I just looked at the bill, and to me it looked really close. And I just went, well, let's just all put in this. And only later, it was a friend of mine who, who does all right for himself and that, put in his share. And I only later realized he'd only just sat down and had like one drink with us.
Right, yeah.
Right.
And he'd paid like $25 more than he needed to pay. And he didn't say, I was like, I'm sorry. I thought you were there the whole time.
See, I don't mind buying people drinks, but I don't like when you go and you start drinking and then the bill comes and it's like, oh, you know what? I don't have any money.
Oh.
You might have mentioned that before we started drinking.
Yeah,
that's right.
Truly.
Or we're just going to keep drinking. Run that tab a little bit longer. Yeah.
While we try to figure out how to get out of this mess. Oh, man. We'll be right back. Stick around.
Lubricate the think box.
Welcome back to Roundtable. We're just finishing up here deciding who's paying for this coffee. I want to thank my guests tonight, Roger Haskett, Camille Sullivan, Jason Dedrick. Do you guys have anything you would like to plug or say, or anything you would like to, you have your 5-10 seconds of fame here?
Oh, that's all I got. This is my fame.
This is what you're going to say. You're having a baby?
I'm having a baby. I'll plug my baby.
There you go.
Yeah. In a month. My first. Well, it's my wife having it.
Yeah, and maybe by the time this airs, it'll be 3. We don't know. Camille?
I'm just going to plug Da Vinci's Inquest again.
That wonderful show, Da Vinci.
It is a good show. My mother's favorite show.
And his uncle or whatever.
Uncle
Jason?
Cousin. I have nothing to plug. So let's hear it for the babies and Da Vinci's Inquest.
Yeah. Da Vinci's Babies. The new show, Baby Da Vinci's. The spin-off. Thanks, everybody, for watching Roundtable. And as usual, the Sandy Allen Quartet.
Roger has a relative that separates their food. So if you're dining out with them, don't think that they are rude. When suddenly, to your surprise, they jump out of their seat and say, my fish has touched my chips. Now that I cannot eat, I can't eat it, my food's too close. Get that butter off my toast. I'll only ever eat my food served up in singles. Oh no, never, never, ever should my victuals intermingle. So if you're dining out with them, don't think that they are rash when they scrape their supper dish directly in the trash. It makes you wonder what they'd do if they were eating hash. They'd rather lick a toilet seat than have their flavors clash.